And thank you for joining us at Hy-Vee Arena for ReAL KC United versus Legacy Soccer Bosses. This is one of two of the Soccer Bosses teams. Is that how many they have? Do you know, Presley?
Yes.
So this is you played their other team here and beat them pretty handily in futsal, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what that final score was? You hear rumors about it? Pretty much to not enough, right?
Like 20-something to 0.
That's a lot of goals. That's like a football score, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So you've actually already played in this game, but you're here with me now doing the play-by-play and the color commentary. You're going to tell us a little bit about what's going on here on the do we call it a field or do we call it a court in futsal?
Court.
You do call it a court. Okay. I wouldn't know for sure. Tell us a little bit about the ball in futsal real quick.
In futsal, the ball is slightly heavier, so it doesn't get off the ground as much as a normal.
And rumor has it that you've got a lot better of an opportunity to score a goal if you keep the ball closer to the ground. Is that right?
Yes.
Because the goals are actually, as they'll see here, not very large, and so it's harder to stop one on the ground. So, okay, we'll go ahead and get things underway here. It looks like you guys are there, Coach, talking to Coach Jacob. Does he have any encouraging words here before the game starts?
He said to destroy them.
And we'll have to see how that plays out. It looks like he's saying more than that right now, though. But
He said there was like 3 things. Make sure to pass, and those are scoring opportunities, and destroy them.
Okay, yeah, because one of the things about futsal is the court is so small, the ball can go out of bounds, and so passing becomes really important. And really, it doesn't matter how fast you are in futsal, right? I mean, to a point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And ReAL KC United is black, and Legacy Soccer Bosses is blue, and it might be hard to tell, but
Yeah, was there any discussion about somebody wearing a different color?
no.
That would have been nice if somebody would have made that choice, because I must tell you that it was very difficult here as the game gets underway. Now, early on, we see the official making a call. It took us a long time to figure out what he was calling on the sideline. Can you tell us now what it was that he was calling on the inbound kicks?
So when you step on the court, when you're kicking it in, it is illegal. I don't know why, but I guess you can't step on the court while you're kicking it.
Well, you'll see a little bit later that he was not calling that call, so we're still not sure what that call was. I have some ideas about it. We'll watch it here a little bit later as Legacy rolls the ball inbounds after some missed opportunities here, and the ball goes out of bounds again. It'll be another inbound kick by Legacy. Kaylee stops it.
ReAL KC has stripes.
Yes, if you want to know who's who, ReAL KC is the team with stripes. That is the home team. The ball goes out of bounds again. Oh, there was a signal by the ref. That's good to know whose ball it is.
Reese.
Well, Reese actually had a ponytail in there for a moment. Oh, and a shot missed off the side of the net. I believe later Reese will be taking the ponytail out. It must have gotten in her way. Throw in by Anna. That ball goes out of bounds. On the field right now for ReAL KC, we have Muriel, Kaylee. Who else is out there?
Mia and Reese.
Mia and Reese is on defense. There's a shot, but right to the goalie, unfortunately.
Anna is our goalie.
And Anna is the goalie. That's correct. Anna is Coach Jacob's daughter, correct?
Yes.
Good, I got that right. Good.
Muriel.
That's okay. You just need to get closer to the mic. I'm just pointing to the mic. Muriel what? Oh, you were trying to give play-by-play?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Kicks it right into me.
Looks like Presley's in the game now. You came in for Mia?
Yes, Mia.
Okay. Another stop by Muriel. Muriel's trying to get the ball centered out, but it goes out of bounds. As you can see, because the court is so narrow, it is very difficult at times to keep the ball in. That's why ball control and passing is so important. Muriel kicks it to Presley, but she couldn't handle the pass. Kelly comes back over, seals it, but again, because the field is so small, it goes out of bounds.
Let's go, United. Come on now.
You guys know when the ball is going out of bounds way before we do up here.
Yes, it's moving way faster than it looks like.
Yes, definitely.
At one point during the game, I thought I was going to get it, but then it started moving very fast.
Yeah, the ball, that's the thing about the ball. I've never actually kicked a futsal ball, so I don't really know what it's like, but I can tell There's Anna now in the game. Or Katie, I'm sorry, at defense.
After you kick a futsal ball a couple times, you get used to it, so it kind of feels like a normal ball.
That's good. Oh, there's another shot, but unfortunately, right off the goalie again. A couple of shots on goal early for you guys, but unfortunately the ball was being kicked directly at the goalie, and seems to take you guys a little bit of time to warm up here. The speed of the game is so much different than the outdoor game. I can tell that. But it's got to be fun to play.
Yes.
Especially when you win. Another shot on goal, but right to the goalie. Tough angle there for ReAL. And the ball goes out. And great thing right there where you can't handle a pass. The ball goes out of bounds and you lose possession.
Yes. And in futsal, it's probably my favorite because there's a lot of touches to it, and I don't really know why it's my favorite, but I like.
Well, you don't have to play with the wall either, which is nice.
Yes.
I mean, I know that playing the wall in indoor soccer is an up and down thing. Now, here's another opportunity here. Watch this. I believe. Now, he called something there. She did not go out of bounds. What I think it actually is, or she did not go inbounds, I should say. I think what it is she lifted her leg. And I believe that's what the call is, but it took us most of the game to figure it out. We'll keep watching and see.
I thought I heard him say you can't step on the court.
Well, and it makes me think that maybe that's what he thought it was, but then he changed it. These officials, you just never know what's going through their heads.
He would always motion over the line.
Okay. Well, a little bit later you'll see him motion with his foot, so we'll touch base on that a little bit later here. I don't know what this call was either, by the way. It may have been a handball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Okay, thank you.
I think by Mia, but that doesn't really matter. So.
Is Mia out there right now? Oh, yeah, there she
yes,
is. Okay.
left side.
She came in for Kaylee. Got it. Ball goes out of bounds. Once again, like I said, when you're playing those wings, you really want to be able to handle the ball, because if you can't, the ball is going to go out of bounds. Nice interception there by you. Pass over to Reese. And the ball goes out of bounds. And, okay, now watch this one. Yes, he blew that one dead, too. He told her she went too fast. But I think the ball never did get set either.
Yes, he did say you have to have the ball still.
Got it. Continue to watch.
You have to imagine it's pretty hard to run in regular shoes. Because it's kind of hard to run in futsal shoes, too, so I bet it would be probably harder.
Yeah, so you have special shoes for this, too, correct?
Yes.
They're futsal shoes is what you're calling them. What's the difference between those and, say, basketball shoes? Do you know?
No.
Okay, probably just rubber soles. Flat rubber soles, no cleats, obviously. There's an opportunity out front, but Katie boots it out of the way, and Mia does a good job of handling the ball over the corner, and I believe the ball went out of bounds. It's on Legacy there. The soccer bosses. You guys still haven't scored. Throw in to ReAL. Cross the way and out of bounds. Now, who did that touch?
Deflected off of soccer bosses.
Okay, I don't know what that signal is with the hand in the air. It does not point in a direction.
So it is counting. You only have 4 seconds to kick the ball, and he always goes 1,
Okay.
2.
For those of us in the stands, it would be helpful if he pointed in a direction. I don't think he actually pointed in a direction on that one, but I know what you're saying. You only have 3 seconds, you said.
4.
4. I'm sorry, 4. Thank you. Good stop of the pass, but it goes to Legacy. And unfortunately, Kaylee couldn't handle. Those are tough ones. The ball gets in the air, and you've got to handle it really well. You don't have any room on the court to be able to control the ball when you're on the side.
The soccer bosses were pretty good with.
There was a goal by ReAL. I hate to interrupt you there, Presley, but that one went right through the goalie's hands. I don't know. That was kind of a whoops, excuse me, but we'll take the score there with 16:15 left to go. 1-0 United. I'm sorry, you were saying something?
So this team is pretty good with kicking the ball into space on the floor. So it was kind of hard for us to get to the ball because we would have to stretch out.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. These are things that we wouldn't know from sitting in the stands, and kind of the stuff that as we're watching and what as a fan we watch and we just kind of see your energy more than anything a lot of times.
And also, I don't think he points in a certain direction because it's pretty obvious for the players who touched it.
Well, I think sometimes he does. I think if you keep an eye on the ref, I think sometimes he does. Now, there you're starting the timer, but yeah, sometimes he does. Kaylee tries, yeah. I think maybe he does it when there might be a question. You know, like if it is a close one. Muriel jumps the pass. And right into the corner. That's a perfect shot there. It took you guys a while to warm up, but there's 2 goals for Muriel. And the clock's still running, of course. Forgot that 25-minute clock, 2 halves.
24 minutes.
I'm sorry. I thought it was 25. 24. You got it. And apparently, you do get timeouts in this if you want to use them. Is that right?
Yes, but Legacy was the only one to use them in this case.
Yeah. As you'll see a little bit later, they needed them. Great job, by the way, earlier on. That was off the side of the goal. Great job earlier by Muriel to jump that goalie kick or goalie throw. That's something that's really important, I think, in soccer, especially in indoor soccer.
Later on, somebody else does it. You'll see.
Yeah, there's definitely a few more that go as you guys get warmed up. Another opportunity out front, but Legacy does get it out of the circle. And unfortunately, the ball goes out of bounds. Oh, I see right there. Did he show the foot lifting up? I think that's what it was. Is that the motion?
He shows his foot going over the line.
Okay, but we'll see a little bit later where people were going over the line and he was not calling it. So that's what confused us.
That's what he called earlier too. Yeah.
There we go. Muriel grabs the ball from the middle and puts another, with all due respect, another lazy one in there. That one could have been stopped.
Yes, a hat trick for Muriel.
Already. Yeah. If I saw it correctly, the score is now 3-0.
During the off-season, Legacy's coach didn't want to scrimmage us because we were a division lower than them.
That's a very interesting point to note. At least that is the rumor. We didn't actually hear that firsthand. You didn't actually hear the coach say that, did you?
Coach Tim told us.
Okay. Got it. Thought I would clarify. Well, I don't know what would have hurt to scrimmage you, that's for sure. Good practice to practice players and teams that are good or better than you. As you can see, lots of kick-ins. There are no throw-ins.
That's it, Muriel.
Muriel takes it.
And the ball goes out of bounds.
For a goal.
Is there a choice on
For a goal kick, yes. Oh, there's Muriel's parents.
It is Saturday. It is a holiday weekend.
Kick in by Kaylee. Is her dominant foot left or right?
Left.
I thought it was. Okay.
Same as number 3.
Same as you, that's right. Earlier I noticed you had an opportunity, and it may have just happened a minute ago, I don't recall, where the ball was on the right side of your foot. We'll see it a little bit later probably, and you couldn't release a shot because you were too far out, and it was talked about in the stands that was on the wrong foot for you.
Blue ball. He's not even sure what colors what.
Did you play predominantly middle in this game, or what are you playing right now? I'm playing right side.
I'm playing right side. This game I played right side, left, and up top striker, but I played mostly striker.
Okay. It's funny, I don't notice it as much when I'm watching this game because there's so few players on the court and it's such a quick game that I don't really even notice what position you're playing a lot of times. Anybody for that matter. Mia with a shot and right past the goal. That was perfect, kind of a misdirection where she went right and kicked it back left into the corner. It's 4-0 now, I believe. That's the first goal by somebody other than Muriel as she comes back in the game.
Muriel's on the left side now. Went in for Kaylee.
Okay. Pass across the middle. And that's a throw right out of bounds. Right under us. Four to nothing early.
He didn't call that step over the line.
Yeah, exactly. Good eye. See what I'm saying? So I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, you can't. Yeah.
But then again, I don't know how he's supposed to see it from way over. Did he even move from that position the entire game?
Only if the ball was like on near goal, and
That was a look what I found goal again.
and a right-footed goal.
And a right-footed goal, that is true. And we did talk about in the stands, and the soccer bosses call it timeout with 10:23 left, 5-0 ReAL KC United. As Coach Jacob is talking to you, I'm guessing right now he's probably saying, keep doing what you're doing.
He is saying that, and also he is saying how we get more passing opportunities when we cross the ball over to other sides. I mean, scoring opportunities when we pass the ball to other sides.
So a brief timeout, and the bosses are coming back on the field. You're back on the field, and 5-0 score early. Still lots of time to play here in the first half. On the court right now, Muriel on the left. Presley is on the right side now. Mia is in the middle, right?
That is correct.
And was that Katie at defense right now?
Yes.
And there's Presley with another right footer right over the top. I don't know what was going on, that poor goalie.
That first goal I made was not a right-footed goal. It was a left-footed.
That one there was the right footed. Gotcha.
I had two right-footed.
Okay. So you've got another one yet coming?
This was the time when I thought I had the ball, but I really didn't.
Okay. So yeah, that certainly a couple of goals there where it just kind of seemed like almost too easy.
Well, after a while, this team kind of gave up. So at the end there, it was kind of easy, but we kept pushing.
Yeah, you did. You definitely gave it your all, and I think that's good because one of the problems that I think that United have had over in the outdoor season in the fall was you guys would get a lead and then you would sit back a little bit too much.
Yes, or we would play to the other team's ability, which we should not have been doing.
Exactly. It's very important to try to play up or always play up, no matter what kind of team you're playing. That's for sure. Ball goes out of bounds, and I believe there was another futsal court going on this day on the other side, and then there was a wrestling tournament going on somewhere else, and there was some basketball camp or practice going on in the middle, right?
That is correct, so it was kind of noisy.
Yes, for those of you not familiar with Hy-Vee Arena, this is actually formerly Kansas City's Kemper Arena, kick-in by Presley, but stopped by Legacy. Kemper Arena, they've really turned this into a cool place. Still in the process, good stop by Anna off goal. But they're still in the process of doing lots of great things with this place. If you ever get a chance to check it out, we strongly suggest you do. It's a very cool place. And there's a kick out of bounds right there. See, Muriel was on the court there, too, when she kicked that in.
And they called it.
Oh, they did. Oh, I beg your pardon. They did call it. Okay. See, we're going to see some obvious ones here in a little bit later. There's one right under us here that happens later where literally I think it was Reese was on the court. That ball goes out of bounds. I kind of feel, tell me if I'm wrong, but you and I, we came to your previous game here a couple weeks ago that was a tough loss, a tough one-goal loss. I feel like the ball is going out of bounds more in this game. Am I right?
Yes, I think so, because the lack of skill sometimes on the other team it would make it so it went out sometimes, but on the other team they tried to keep it in more.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that in this particular case there may be that was a tricky throw in. Good stop actually by that player there, number 8, and the ball accidentally goes out of bounds on Kaylee.
And sometimes it's hard during passing because it's such a fast-paced game, so you think you see somebody for a second, but then they would already have moved because it's such a fast-paced game.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think, too, a difference in this particular game that we're not seeing right now, as I recall in the previous game, you had lots of great opportunities for some skillful passes across the middle, and you just haven't had that chance in this game yet. It's been a little bit more of a, I don't know how to explain it exactly, kind of a whirlwind of just the ball going all over the court, really.
Yes, and this game felt like it was forever. I don't know why, but it felt like a very long time.
I got to admit, there goes Mia on the court for Muriel. I got to admit that I felt the same way, and usually when I video, the game goes really fast. But this one felt like it took forever too. And I think a lot of it has to do with all these inbound kicks. That was one that went out of bounds and will be a goal kick, I believe. The soccer bosses only had, I think they started with no subs and they had one. Is that right?
Yes, one came in later, and she is the one without her shirt tucked in.
Okay, she's the extra one. Okay. So tell me, do you when you come off the field during outdoor soccer, usually you've got to be a little bit tired, right? When you come off the field on outdoor soccer?
Yes, so as you're running up and down a bigger field, but during this game I didn't feel as tired, so I wouldn't get a drink as often, which I should be, but I'm not. So.
Okay, so you don't really feel that tired or worn out when you come off the court on this game, on futsal.
That is right.
Okay, there's a pass nice skillful pass right across the middle to Kaylee, but unfortunately the ball went a little bit too far and she had a bad angle and the ball goes out of bounds. Little less than 6 minutes left in the first half. I believe that score said 6-0. I've lost track on who scored all the goals so far. Muriel has 3, Mia has 1, and you have 2. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
I may have to go back later and take a look at the assists as well because I like to keep track of those. We'll get you a grand total here by the end of the game. This is a great opportunity, but Katie does what Katie does best, comes right in and takes the ball away.
That was a bad kick by Presley.
That happens. Got the ball again. Another great pass right across.
Also during futsal, you have to pass the ball right to somebody's feet.
Definitely. You can't put the ball out in front of them where they're going, right?
Yes, but that is what I'm good at in outdoor, but I had to learn to kick it right at their feet.
Sure, and I'm sure this will help you in outdoor soccer as well because there are going to be times in outdoor soccer where you're going to need to put the ball on pinpoint.
Yep.
Very good. I was glad they had the scoreboard going up top. The other court that we were waiting on, thinking we were... Oh, here's one. Let's see here. Watch this real quick. Reese is on the court, and nothing's called.
That is Katie, and nothing.
Oh, that was Katie. I'm sorry. Not Reese. Sorry. My mistake.
Reese is in at left forward right now.
Gotcha. My mistake. I knew who it was, but...
We had 2 subs. Legacy had 1.
That's right. As I was saying before, I was really glad to see that they put the scoreboard on. It was a very cool scoreboard, and they didn't have it on the other court, and I was really disappointed because the only other scoreboard they have is down to the right and down under us on our screen, and you can't see anything. Couple of opportunities there, but they just couldn't do anything with it. Good flurry and cluster by you guys getting the ball out of there.
I don't know if I've mentioned, but the goalie also has a countdown of 4 seconds.
That's true. You're right. The goalie does have a countdown. And does he signify that as well?
If you saw Anna had the ball, and the ref was again counting down with his hand in the air.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. Although I tell you, you could be telling us all this stuff now, but the next game, the referee might not do any of that.
I don't remember the ref in our past games doing that, but that just might be me not paying attention.
Hard to say. Yeah, hard to say. I don't remember seeing it either, but I might not have been paying attention either. So, Muriel with the corner kick? Or that's not Muriel.
Yeah.
You can correct
Yeah,
me.
that's
Oh, was it Muriel?
Muriel.
Yeah, see. I wanted to be closer. You guys all look the same with your ponytails.
I didn't have a ponytail in.
That's because you just got your hair cut. It's too short.
Katie was on the court again.
Yeah, yes, Katie was on the court again, and that's no fault. We're not trying to find fault with her. We're just saying that if she was on the court, that should be a penalty or a foul if that's what he was calling earlier, so why wasn't he calling it now? Maybe he gave up. Ooh, right off the post by Mia.
He might not have called it because she was right over the line, but right on the line, but I felt that her foot was just barely over it.
And either that or he just couldn't see it from over there. Or wasn't looking.
He has not moved at all.
He's not moved much at all. That's true. But in his defense, I don't know that he has to move very much to call this game, you know? At this point, I wouldn't say the official has really missed anything, per se. I mean, it's been pretty reasonably called game, and I don't think that even any of the fouls that I've seen or anything that will come up later. See, Kaylee clearly on the court there, too.
Coming up, Reese was clearly on the court, too.
Yeah. Like I said, it's hard to know. We're under a minute to go, 6-0, 40 seconds in the first half. I know exactly what you were doing there. It just didn't work. Trying to put the ball out front of Reese, give her a chance to boot it in, but it got there too soon. That was a perfect example of what we were talking about earlier. You were trying to put the ball out front.
Game about to end.
Half about to end.
Whatever. About 15 seconds to go.
Stop by Anna. Hand goes in the air for the 4 seconds. Reese trying to get control but loses it. And that is the end of the first half. Score 6-0. Great lead so far for ReAL KC United over the Soccer Bosses.
Let's go to our correspondent in the stands, Roger Godwin. Roger, what exactly is this call that the referee keeps calling on the sideline? Because what we're seeing from the booth is that everybody's stepping on the court when they kick the ball. So what is it that you think this call is that he keeps calling during the kick-ins?
You know, Brad, I have no idea because, like, the last 5 possessions that we played outside of the line,
yeah,
Reese was fully inside the court.
I saw that as well.
And he didn't call any of them.
Right.
So I don't know.
Maybe we should ask him.
But we did learn that if Reese takes too long inbounding the ball, he will call foul. If she does it too fast, he will also call foul.
Yes.
So right now, we're just happy that we are stepping on the Soccer Boss's neck and breaking it because it's 6-0 at half.
We'll catch you after the game.
Thanks, sir.